talk about why you would want to squat or need to squat for running. So we always see things like, hey, here's the one exercise all the runners should do. And it's usually a lunge or step up, which are also really good. But I'm just going to talk about the squat. And by the way, kind of like running, I always hear people say, squats hurt my knees. And I hear that a lot from running. So when I work with my Runner X runners, I encourage them to learn how to squat. So I want to teach you. And then I have them send me their squat. Just like I do gait analysis, I also look at strength movements, because guess what? Even if you don't squat for exercise, think about how often you sit down and stand up. A lot. So the better you are at doing a squat, which is something you do throughout your day, when you do it with intent, then every opportunity to stand up is an opportunity to practice good movement. So let's start with that. Okay, so I am started in the bottom of the squat. And this is, again, all about position. So just like with running, you want to practice the running pose. So with a squat, you want to practice the seated pose of the squat, because this is actually where you want to be. So I'm sitting on a box. Now, I'm going to talk about something. And this is just research shows that the hip crease should be below the top of the knee. So it's good to find that angle. Also, the ankle bone should be behind the knee. So it's like ankle bone behind knee, hip crease below the top of the knee. So this box is a good height for me. However, you can start with something higher if you need to, right? And what's important is here, a couple of things. So I'm gonna do this to my box. I'm gonna make it diagonal. Now also notice I have what's called a stable support. I'm using a wooden box, not a bouncing ball. And this is important because a bouncing ball would give me no support. Like I wanna know that I'm stable. Does that make sense? So I would actually start on a stable support, like a box or a bench or a chair. You know, anything where you could sit. And then the first thing I want you to do is check, can you get that ankle behind the knee? Okay, so we're just starting with this good position. And then again, I'm checking my hip crease is below my knee. So when you just sit here, then you can ask yourself, does this itself hurt my knees? And this is important because this is the bottom, right? This is my bottom of the squat. I'm unweighted, obviously. There's just body weight. So then let's ask this question. Where is my body weight? Two places, my feet and my seat. So ball of foot, notice that the actual ball of foot has most of the weight. And this is important because most of your movements are gonna be like that. However, the whole foot is flat on the ground, and that's important. But the pressure is on the ball of the foot. Next, of course, you have the weight in your seat. Now lift your torso. So just like with running, this line, ears, shoulders, hips. I wanna hold this line up. When I squat, when I run, when I stand, when I sit. It makes a lot of sense because say I was seated at my keyboard at my desk and you saw me like this. You would, in your mind, think, gosh, that's terrible posture. So let's talk about holding this line up for just a minute. Because what is happening, without any weight, by the way, just to hold this up, so much is happening, right? So you should have some activity going on here, right? Lifting the chest, holding the stomach in, just enough that you're lifted, right? It's important because otherwise you would be like this. So talking about that is important. And then lifting up. Now, the same as I say in running, pretend like you've got a line from the middle of your body straight up through the top of your head. So when you lift up, you're lifting your whole torso. You're lifting your whole line. And that's important, all right? So now I'm lifted in my torso and I'm seated. So there's two actions that are gonna happen for the squat for me to go up. One is I'm going to put weight into my foot, both my feet, into my feet, as I lift my torso up. And that's important. There's gonna be like two directions happening, right? Because the idea is that I want to feel the lift, right? But I wanna feel stability in my feet because that's where I'm gonna be standing. So what action am I gonna do? The actual muscular action, right, will be the glutes. So I'm gonna lift my torso, squeeze my glutes, pressing my foot into the ground. So let's be really exaggerated with it. I'm gonna actually use my arms and I'm going to lift, right? And then I just stood up. to come back down, I'm going to use my core muscles. Now I'm going to hold on just to show you something. If you just pull your stomach in, you get right back down to your seat. And then the muscles to come up, right? Squeeze the glute. So pull your stomach in. And then when you feel the seat, squeeze the glute. So then I'm learning that on the way down, I want to keep my line lifted. So bracing yourself with your core, pull your stomach in. Then when I can feel that I've reached my destination for the squat, activate the glutes to bring it back up. So I start like just learning the parts of the squat and then holding on to something. So you could put a bench or a chair in a doorway to mimic exactly what I'm doing. And try it holding on and feel how light it feels to lift up. Pull your stomach in, squeeze the glute. Pull your stomach in, squeeze the glute. You're teaching yourself the muscular pattern you want to have for the squat. As you progress in your squats to doing more repetition or adding weight, obviously you're going to have that movement pattern already down. So let's just talk about that. So I start here, right? And I can tell my chest is lifted. I can feel myself pull my stomach in. I can feel myself squeeze the glute. Then the next step, of course, would be to move my box back a little bit and try to do it without holding on, right? So then I'm still doing the same thing, have the same thoughts, and I have my safety net. I still know that I'm going to be supported when I drop down. So now we're going to use the arms for balance. So I'm going to take my arms out and then bring them back up. Pull my stomach in, squeeze my glutes. Then you can get a little quicker on lifting up. So then I can be like, I know the safety net is there. I don't need to stay seated. So then I can, as soon as I feel where my glutes are in the right spot, then I can contract and come back up. And then, of course, the last step is to move and have nothing, right? This might not be in one session, right? This takes time. But now when you stand up, before you even start, right? Now I'm starting standing. So I have to think my chest is lifted, my weight's in my feet. Remember, it's got to be the same pattern of I'm going to pull my stomach in and squeeze my glutes. And again, what's happening is I'm helping myself stay. Remember, my line is here, and then I know I'm using the right movement pattern. Then you can have fun. You can get a dumbbell, you can get a barbell, you can do all kinds of things, because once you get comfortable with the squat, right, so this would be a back squat if I have my body still upright, holding the bar up, looking straight ahead, and then again, just doing the squat. And notice my chest staying up, lifting up. So there is a lot of good work in squatting. I also really like front squats where you put the bar here, or overhead squats. So you can have a lot of fun progressing that squat, but first, make sure you do it correctly. And then again, why? Why as a runner would I even want to squat? For strength and stability in the hip. Because when you run, right, you're going to drop all of your body weight onto your support foot, and you want to be able not just to drop your body weight onto the foot, but the hip has to stabilize to hold you, for that split second you're on the ground. So squats is a great way to practice movement, using that good movement pattern, and then of course, stability and strength in the hip. And the reason that squats are really good is because, again, like I said, so the next time you go to sit down, say, in a chair, right, which you'll do at some point today, then you'll start thinking about it. When you go to sit down, you'll start thinking, pull my stomach in. And say you've been sitting for a while, and you go to get up. You're going to think, lift up, use my glutes. And then all of a sudden, oh, wow, it's not so bad to do squats. And the fun thing is, so with strength, you can do endurance squats, which would be like wall balls. Those are really popular, say like in the high rocks movements. So 100 wall balls at the end of high rocks. You want to be able to squat really well because you got to do 100 wall balls. Not just squatting anymore. You're squatting and you're throwing a ball, right? Then there's barbell squats or weighted squats, which will be a little slower and you'll have less repetitions. All of these squats are great. The most important part is I do them correctly. Because again, the stronger I get in holding my line, stronger my hips are, I can run a lot further, can run a lot faster, and be confident in that hip stability. All right, guys, give it a shot. Let me know if you try the squats. when you feel a difference in your knees. And of course, we've got the free 3-2-1 on the app if you want to try to get started on the running. And we've got great strength movements, the RunRx Reboot on the YouTube. Or of course, you can join us anytime, join the coaching membership, and you get a month, not just of running, but I do include strength training as well. All right, guys, have a great run. Thank you so much for watching.